Hip-hop just witnessed a moment nobody saw coming. 50 Cent, the king of controversy. The man who built his career on fearless callouts and brutal takedowns has aimed his sights at Kendrick Lamar. That's right. In the middle of a live show, 50 dropped words so sharp and so unapologetic that the entire rap community froze. The crowd gasped. Social media went into meltdown. And fans everywhere are now saying the same thing. This just got real. It wasn't playful shade. It wasn't a light jab. It was a direct challenge to one of the most respected pens in the game. And now the internet is buzzing with questions. Why would 50 call out Kendrick? Is this about respect, rivalry, or something much deeper? One thing's for sure. This clash could rewrite hip-hop's balance of power. Buckle up, because this story is only just beginning. The night started like any other 50 Cent show. Loud, aggressive, and dripping with nostalgia. Fans came expecting classics like Indie A Club, Many Men, and Candy Shop. The energy in the arena was electric. Strobe lights sliced across the crowd, bass rattled the walls, and the audience chanted every lyric word for word. But no one in that building could have predicted what was about to happen. Midway through his set, 50 paused the music. He paced the stage with that trademark smirk, the one fans know means trouble is coming. The crowd grew restless, some cheering, some waiting. He grabbed the mic, leaned forward, and without warning said, "Y'all keep calling this man the greatest, huh? Kendrick Lamar. I don't see it. Not when I'm standing right here. Y'all forgot who built this." The arena erupted. Gasps, cheers, boos, it was chaos. Half the audience cheered him on. The other half shouted back, defending Kendrick. It felt less like a concert and more like a battle arena. Within seconds, phones shot up. Clips hit Twitter and TikTok in real time. The first viral post read, 50 just dissed Kendrick on stage. This ain't a drill. Another tweet said, crowds split down the middle, hip-hop civil war starting in real time. But 50 wasn't done. He doubled down, pacing the stage like a general calling out a rival. Respect to what he's done, but y'all act like the story starts with him. Nah, the story starts with me. Before the Pulitzers, before the speeches, it was me bringing the culture to the front line. Don't get it twisted. The crowd went wild again. The sheer audacity had fans on edge. Nobody expected 50, the veteran who's known for calling out Ja Rule, Rick Ross, Diddy, and even his own G-Unit members to suddenly drag Kendrick into the fire. Within an hour, the internet was flooded. Hashtags number 50 vs Kendrick, hashtag this war just got real, and hashtag respect the GOAT started trending. Fans split into factions. 50 speaking facts. Don't erase history. He built the empire Kendrick stands on. Nah, Kendrick's pen greater than. 50 was never on this level lyrically. This is the clash I never knew I needed. Drake versus Kendrick is one thing, but 50 versus Kendrick. That's generational. YouTube reactors immediately uploaded clips of the moment. With titles like 50 Cent just called out Kendrick live, did he go too far? And Kendrick versus 50. The war begins. TikTok exploded with split-screen edits, comparing their verses, their accolades, and their impact. And the reactions from the industry were just as divided. Snoop Dogg reposted a clip with the caption, "Uh-oh, here we go again." Eminem, usually silent during beef talk, liked a tweet that read, 50 don't hold his tongue. Never has, never will. That like alone sent fans into a frenzy. With theories that M might back 50 if this escalates. But Kendrick's fans weren't quiet either. TDE supporters flooded Twitter with clips of Kendrick's iconic live performances, reminding the world of his dominance. One fan posted, 50 got bangers, but Kendrick got bars that shift culture. Know the difference. What made the moment even bigger was the timing. Kendrick had just come off the high of dismantling Drake in the eyes of many fans with Checkmate. His stock in hip-hop was at an all-time high. So for 50 to step out and take a shot, now felt intentional, like he was trying to remind the world of his own legacy before Kendrick's shadow grew too large. Insiders immediately began speculating. Some claimed 50's comments weren't random at all. A source told XXL 50 been frustrated with how people put Kendrick on this GOAT pedestal without acknowledging the work guys like him did to open those doors. This wasn't a slip, it was a statement. Others believed it could be a ploy for attention. After all, 50 has a reputation for stirring controversy right before major announcements. Was there a new Gionit documentary dropping? A tour expansion? Or was this genuinely personal? Theories aside, the moment was undeniable. For fans, it wasn't just words, it was the start of something bigger. Old school versus new school. Legacy versus lyricism. Power versus poetry. And in that one night, hip-hop shifted again. By morning, major outlets had picked it up. TMZ headlined, 50 Cent sparks war with Kendrick Lamar. Rolling Stone asked, is hip-hop ready for 50 versus Kendrick? And The Breakfast Club ran with the segment. Did 50 Cent just disrespect Kendrick Lamar live? But perhaps the most telling reaction came from Kendrick himself, or rather, his silence. No tweets, no comments, no interviews, just quiet. And for a man like Kendrick, that silence felt louder than words. Fans speculated he was cooking up a response, while others believed he would simply rise above the noise. Still, one thing was certain. 50 Cent had lit the match. And now, the fire was spreading faster than anyone could contain it. Was this the beginning of a new legendary rap beef? Or was 50 just stirring the pot like he always does? Whatever the case, fans were already saying it. This war just got real. The morning after 50 Cent's onstage outburst. The internet was a battlefield. Clips of him calling out Kendrick Lamar had already hit tens of millions of views across TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. And the reactions weren't just from fans. The entire hip-hop industry was weighing in on Twitter. The divide was crystal clear. One camp hailed 50 as the ultimate truth teller, saying he was only reminding people not to erase history. Another camp blasted him, accusing him of jealousy, arguing that Kendrick had surpassed him years ago. Hashtags number 50 vs Kendrick, hashtag legacy vs lyricism. And hashtag this war just got real trended for 48 hours straight. But it wasn't just online chatter. Heavyweights in the rap game had their say. Ice Cube went on IG Live, shaking his head with a smirk. Man, Fifth love drama. That's what he do. But if you come in at Kendrick, you better come correct. Meanwhile, Fat Joe defended 50 on The Breakfast Club. People forget, 50 changed the whole game when he came out. What he said wasn't false, but timing is everything. And that timing gone, make people think it's hate. Even Snoop Dogg chimed in with his classic stoner calm. Y'all know Kendrick my lil homie, but 50. He'd gone say what he feel. Don't turn this into something it ain't, unless y'all want it to be still. Fans felt it was becoming something more. That's because Kendrick's silence only fueled the fire. He hadn't said a word. No interviews, no tweets, no cryptic bars during shows, nothing. And when Kendrick is quiet, fans know it usually means he's plotting. TikTok blew up with theories like he's in the studio right now, and Kendrick don't play with words if he answers. It's over. But 50 wasn't done. Just 24 hours later, he doubled down on Instagram, posting a photo of himself laughing with the caption, "They scared to tell the truth. I said what needed to be said. You welcome." That post got over 2 million likes in hours, and the comment section turned into a war zone. Some fans hyped him up, while others spammed Kendrick's crown emojis, daring 50 to back it up with music. Then came the fake leaks. An audio file titled Kendrick's Response to 50 started circulating on Reddit. It sounded like KendrickSharp.com, surgical, and the alleged bars went, "Many men tried, but I'm still here. You barking loud, but my vision's clear. Queens made you, but Compton raised kings. Your story's old news, I redefine things." The leak racked up millions of listens before fans realized it was AI generated. Still, the damage was done. TikTok stitched the fake Kendrick diss over old footage of him in the studio, fooling millions into thinking it was real. One fan tweeted, "Even AI Kendrick cooked 50." Meanwhile, rumors started circulating about why 50 went after Kendrick now. One insider told XXL that 50 was bitter about being excluded from a rumored Kendrick-curated hip-hop documentary for Netflix. Another theory suggested it was tied to money. Whispers about 50 negotiating for a new Junit biopic and needing to stir up controversy for attention. And then there were those who believed it was pure ego. 50 couldn't stomach Kendrick being hailed as the modern GOAT. Charlemagne thought God poured gasoline on the fire during the Breakfast Club. This ain't about Kendrick. This is about legacy. 50 can't stand seeing his name fade while Kendrick's rises. That's what this is. Fans online agreed. One viral tweet read, 50 Cent versus Kendrick Lamar isn't about music. It's about who defines hip-hop's future. That post alone got nearly 500,000 likes. But the most surprising development came when celebrities started taking sides openly. Labro, James, unknown Kendrick fan, posted an Instagram story with DNA blasting in the background and the caption, "The pen, different." Meanwhile, 50's longtime ally Eminem liked another clip of 50's call-out, which fans saw as a sign of solidarity. Then Cardi B jumped into the conversation, laughing on IG Live. Of course, Fif gone say something wild. That's Fif. But that man different. Y'all better leave him alone. It was clear this wasn't just a small call-out anymore. It was becoming a cultural event. The memes made it worse or better, depending on who you asked. Twitter flooded with edited images of 50 sitting at a chessboard with Kendrick already standing victorious. Others showed 50 on stage yelling, while Kendrick sat calmly writing bars in a notebook. One meme read, 50 loud, Kendrick lethal. But what really pushed things into overdrive was 50's second jab. During a podcast appearance, he laughed off the backlash and said, "Kendrick cool, but y'all act like he the savior of hip-hop. Don't forget who the villain is, and villains always win in the end." That line, "villains always win," spread like wildfire. Fans clipped it, remixed it, and turned it into a trending sound on TikTok. But others took it as a straight-up warning. 50 wasn't just trolling. He was gearing up for war by the end of the week. Speculation was everywhere. Would Kendrick finally break his silence? Would 50 actually drop a diss track? Or was this all talk? Either way, fans knew one thing for sure. This wasn't just noise. This was two worlds colliding, the unapologetic street general versus the Pulitzer-winning poet. Legacy versus lyricism. And as one viral tweet said it best, if this goes to wax, hip-hop may never be the same again. By the third day, the silence from Kendrick Lamar wasn't just noticeable, it was deafening. Every hour that passed without a word from him only magnified the tension. Fans flooded his Instagram comments with chess piece emojis, crown emojis, and endless variations of respond. Entire Twitter spaces were dedicated to one topic. When is Kendrick going to clap back? The anticipation reached such a fever pitch that even the media got involved. Rolling Stone ran a headline, "The world waits on Kendrick. Will he answer 50 Cent?" Meanwhile, Billboard put out an op-ed suggesting that Kendrick's silence was actually part of his strategy. Sometimes the deadliest strike is the one you don't see coming. But behind the scenes, insiders claimed things were heating up. According to whispers on at Rap Insider Buzz, Kendrick had already been in the studio with TDE producers, crafting something surgical. One anonymous engineer allegedly told Complex, "He don't talk much, but he writes everything down. Trust me, the response is coming, and when it comes, it's going to shut everybody up." That one line spread like wildfire. Fans began speculating about titles for Kendrick's rumored diss. Some swore it was called Silencer. Others said Funeral. A few even claimed it might be tied into his ongoing GNX tour, with a live premiere planned in front of thousands. Meanwhile, 50 wasn't letting up. He posted a cryptic video on Instagram of himself working out, with Meek Mill's Dreams and Nightmares blaring in the background, captioned, "Still stronger than all these rappers combined." Fans knew it was aimed at Kendrick, a flex that 50 was still in fighting shape, both physically and lyrically. The memes were relentless. One viral TikTok showed a chess match where Kendrick's piece was calm and quiet, while 50's was yelling across the board. The caption, "Volume doesn't beat precision." Another meme showed a side-by-side of 50 Cent in power as QAnon with the caption, "Loud Villain Energy," next to Kendrick's Pulitzer photo with "Quiet Assassin Energy." The culture was split right down the middle. On one side, the OGs, the fans who lived through the 50 versus Ja Rule era, who respected 50 as the ultimate bully of rap. On the other, the new generation who saw Kendrick as untouchable, the lyrical goat who dismantled Drake and stood above petty rap feuds. Even celebrities began showing their cards more openly. J. Cole, who had stayed quiet during Drake versus Kendrick, posted a simple tweet, "Respect the architects." But the game evolves. Fans immediately took it as him siding with Kendrick. Meanwhile, the Game longtime 50 rival couldn't resist. On IG, he wrote, "Kendrick ain't even respond yet and it's already over. Compton, stand up." But perhaps the most shocking twist came from 50's own camp. Tony Yayo went on IG Live and said, "Look, Fifth gone do what he do. But Kendrick, that boy pen is dangerous. I hope this don't go there." Even Lloyd Banks reposted a fan edit praising Kendrick's lyricism. For the first time, cracks were showing in 50's circle. Still, 50 kept fueling the fire. During another live show, he stopped mid-set and addressed the crowd again. "Kendrick don't want no smoke with me. He quiet because he know what time it is." The crowd went crazy, but Twitter went even crazier. Fans posted, "50 really wants this war. He won't stop till Kendrick answers." Then came the second fake leak. A short audio clip surfaced on Twitter, allegedly of Kendrick rapping. "The bully's just noise. I silence with skill. Your throne's made of paper. My kingdom is real." This one sounded so convincing that even verified hip-hop accounts reposted it before it was debunked as AI. But instead of calming things down, it made fans hungrier. They started imagining what a real Kendrick response would sound like, and the consensus was brutal. If fake Kendrick already sounds this deadly, imagine the real thing. Meanwhile, podcasts and YouTube channels cashed in on the frenzy. Joe Budden laughed on his pod. "This is what Fifth does. He makes it about him." But if Kendrick steps in, Fifth gon' regret it. DJ Academics, however, defended 50. "Y'all acting like Kendrick untouchable? 50 been ending careers since before Kendrick even rapped. Don't sleep." But fans noticed something chilling. Kendrick added a surprise show date in New York. Immediately, theories exploded. He's gonna drop the diss live. Memes of Kendrick walking on stage with a mic labeled "Funeral" trended instantly. By now, the tension was unbearable. Fans weren't asking if Kendrick would respond anymore. They were asking when. And 50, feeding off the chaos, posted another jab. A photo of himself holding a chess piece with the caption, "Still my move." The culture had never seen anything like it. This wasn't just a rap beef. It was generational warfare. Legacy versus lyricism. The street general versus the quiet poet. And as one fan wrote in a viral tweet, Drake versus Kendrick was personal. But 50 versus Kendrick? This feels biblical. The stage was set. If Kendrick responded, the world knew it wouldn't just be another diss, it would be an execution. But if he stayed silent, would that give 50 the upper hand? The war was hanging by a thread. And everyone knew the next move could decide everything. The world was waiting. And finally, Kendrick Lamar moved. It wasn't through a tweet. It wasn't through an interview. It wasn't even through a cryptic Instagram post. No, Kendrick chose the stage, the same battlefield 50 Cent had used to launch his shots. The moment came during his surprise New York show. And fans who were lucky enough to be inside that venue swear it was one of the most electric nights in hip-hop history. The concert had already been buzzing with speculation. The crowd held up chess piece posters, crown emojis flashed across screens, and chants of respond broke out between songs. Kendrick kept quiet, moving through classics like All Right, Money Trees, and DNA. But then the beat dropped. Something unfamiliar, something brand new, dark and menacing. The crowd gasped. Phones shot into the air. And Kendrick began, many men they wish death upon me, but I'm still here, undefeated, you see. The loudest in the room don't control the room. The quiet ones, right? Obituaries. Prepare the tomb. The arena exploded. Fans screamed, cried, and nearly fainted as they realized what was happening. Kendrick was finally responding to 50 Cent, and he was doing it live. Twitter imploded within seconds. Hashtags like #Kendrick responds, #obituary bars, and #50 checkmate trended worldwide. But that was just the beginning. Kendrick's second verse was even colder, cutting directly at 50's legacy. Queens raised a hustler. I give you that crown. But Compton birthed prophets. I won't bow down. You made the world dance. I made the world think. You sell a TV show. I make the culture link. Fans froze. The jab was crystal clear. 50's empire from power to his business ventures was impressive. But Kendrick was reminding everyone that his words carried cultural weight. It wasn't just about money. It was about meaning. Clips of those bars went viral instantly. TikTok edits showed 50 in power while Kendrick's lines played over it. Memes flooded Twitter. 50 sold shows. Kendrick sold souls. And then came the final verse. The one that had the entire internet screaming that this beef might be over before it truly began. I don't fear the villains. Right there end. You battled the streets, I battle within. History books ain't for the loud to claim. It's written in silence, remember my name. The crowd chanted his name for 5 straight minutes. People cried. Even celebrities in the audience couldn't believe it. Tyler, the Creator, was spotted in the front row with his jaw on the floor. Jay-Z was rumored to be backstage, nodding silently as the bars rang out. The internet collapsed. Kendrick just ended 50 in 3 verses. This ain't beef. This is a eulogy. 50 Cent woke up the wrong man. Even longtime 50 supporters struggled to spin it. Some claimed Kendrick went too far, while others admitted the pen was too sharp to deny. And then came 50's reaction. Within an hour of Kendrick's performance going viral, 50 posted on Instagram a black screen with the words, "That's cute. Watch this." Fans knew what it meant. He wasn't backing down. In fact, the war had only escalated. Insiders reported that 50 had already booked studio sessions in Los Angeles, calling in old collaborators and even reaching out to surprise producers. One rumor even claimed he had contacted Dr. Dre, the same man who helped launch both their careers, asking for beats that would shake the ground. Meanwhile, Kendrick left the stage without saying a single word about 50. No direct mention, no interviews after. Just the performance. That silence only made it more chilling. It felt like he had fired his shot and walked away, leaving the world to deal with the aftermath. Podcasts went wild. Joe Budden declared, "This wasn't a diss. This was a burial." Kendrick just wrote the final chapter. DJ academics pushed back. Don't count Fifth out. If there's one man who thrives in chaos, it's him. He's been waiting for this type of moment his whole life. Celebrities chose sides faster than ever. Eminem liked 50's black screen post, signaling loyalty to his longtime friend. Meanwhile, J. Cole uploaded an Instagram story of a chessboard with one piece tipped over, captioned, "The quiet move always wins." Fans argued endlessly. Some insisted Kendrick had ended it in one night. Others swore 50 had the resources, the pettiness, and the fearlessness to strike back harder than anyone could imagine. And the rumors got even wilder. Supposed leaks claimed 50 was preparing a diss track called Kirtis vs. Kendrick. Another suggested he had unearthed unreleased verses from old enemies, ready to feature them on a track against Kendrick. Nothing was confirmed, but the speculation kept the fire alive. By the next morning, headlines blared. Kendrick Lamar delivers. Lethal response to 50 Cent, live on stage. 50 Cent promises to fire back. Hip-hop war erupts. Two generations collide. The truth was simple. What started as one offhand call-out had spiraled into a full-blown war of eras. On one side stood 50 Cent, the bully, the villain, the survivor of the rap battlefield. On the other stood Kendrick Lamar, the poet, the assassin. The man whose pen had dismantled giants. And as one viral fan tweet put it best, 50 versus Kendrick ain't just beef. This is history in the making. But here's the question haunting everyone now. Will 50 Cent deliver on his promise and respond? Or has Kendrick already sealed the war with one chilling performance? The only thing anyone knows for certain is this: the next move will change hip-hop forever, and now. The stage is set for one of the most unpredictable showdowns hip-hop has ever seen. 50 Cent, the relentless villain who built his legacy on call-outs and controversy, has drawn Kendrick Lamar, the silent assassin, the Pulitzer-winning poet, into the fire. Kendrick answered with a live performance so lethal that fans called it an obituary, not a diss. Yet 50 refuses to retreat, teasing the world with a chilling promise. Watch this. So what happens next? Does 50 Cent unleash a diss record that shakes the culture and proves he can still dominate the battlefield? Or will Kendrick's live verses echo as the final word, cementing him as untouchable? One thing's for sure, hip-hop has entered a new war. One that's as much about legacy as it is about lyrics. Stay tuned, because the next move could rewrite history.